In this demo, we will show how to search in TermWeb. First, we log in. Now, in TermWeb there is a number of ways that I can search. For instance, I can use a wildcard search. Let's say that we want to find all the terms that start with ME. Then I simply write ME star. If I now want to find all terms that start with ME and end in ING, I simply write ME star and in the end ING. Also in TermWeb, I can use the question mark to replace a letter. So let's say that I'm not sure about the spelling of the third letter. I know that the fourth letter is a G. I want to find all the terms that start with this. This question mark search is also pretty useful when I want to find abbreviations. For instance, I want to search for all three-letter abbreviations in my dictionary. Then I simply write 3 question marks and I search. Now you find all the abbreviations, all the 3-letter abbreviations that are in my term base. In this example that I'm using a term base with around 20,000 terms in 5 languages. It's called Techniterm and it's about IT and telecom term base. With advanced search options, I can use a fuzzy search, but I can also use multifield search. The multifield search enables me to search in other fields than the term field. So I can select the fields that I want to search. Let's say that in this case I would like to search in the definition and source field on the concept level, and I would like to search in the node field on term level. I apply this, and now when I write my search string test, TermWeb will look through all these 20,000 terms and try to match with this search in the selected fields. This is very useful as well because in some cases there are some users that want to search by using a specific number, an article number or product number and so on. In that case they can just use this search to search in those specific fields. This is very flexible because I can search in every field that I need. If I do not want to use this search, I simply press here and I am back to searching on the term field. This is why you can see in my list I find all the terms matching test. Furthermore, I can also search by the use of domains or filter my results by the use of domain and subdomain structure. This domain and subdomain structure, as seen in this example, is created all by me, and I can at any time add, remove or edit my domain structure, this domain tree as seen here. Let's say for this example that I would like to search in electronics, and also I could use cabling in electricity. So as you can see, I can freely move around and select in main domain or subdomains. I say OK, and now if I move my mouse over this link, I can see exactly what domains are selected, and the terms that are now seen in my list are the terms in the selected areas. This is of course very useful because often when you are translating or you are working in some documentation, you're often within a specific area, and that is pretty easy then with a domain search to filter your results so that you only see terminology that is relevant to the specified areas that you're in. I can continue to search in exactly the same way as before using wildcard search and so on. But now the result is of course filtered, so I know that the selected terms or that I have are in the domains that I selected. And the domain information you can always see here. It's always in the concept level. If I don't want to search by domain, I simply do like this, and now I'm back to my normal search. Also, I can create filters, search filters. I can create a temporary one when I don't need to reuse it, or I can also create filter and save it for use in the future. Filters are pretty advanced. For instance, I can create a filter that finds all terminology that is created by a certain person after a certain date and with a certain status and so on. we can create filters with all the fields in our dictionaries. Let me add a new filter. Let's say that I want to create a filter that will show me all the terms that do not have a Swedish translation. Let's say that I want to go and to find all the terms created, and you can see that depending on the value here there are different components. In this case we have a calendar, let's say after, and let's say January 2007. And filters is of course a lot of logical operations, so it's an AND or expressions. So in this case I would like to have an AND. I will go into term level because it's a language. Not exist in, and you can see here all these fields that are automatically coming in from my dictionary definition. Language equals Swedish. So I save this, and now I can apply this filter. Now I got all these terms that do not have a Swedish translation. I can also, in my list of filters, as you can see here, I can select my saved filters in an easier and faster way. Let us now also point out that filters can be reused, and you can, for instance, apply a filter during an export in order to export the results that you see here. But you can also apply it in a user group, so that when a person in a user group logs into TermWeb, they will only see terminology according to the filter. So with filters we can control exactly what different user groups or different users see when they enter TermWeb. As you can see here, I see a number of links here, and I can, for instance, if I want to see more information about the Spanish term, I can click on it. And then you can see that now the Spanish term is in focus. I can also select a specific language. For instance, if I only want to see the Spanish language, I can click here on my target languages list. And now I see the Spanish one and the English ones. Furthermore, I can create a custom view where I can select what I want to see. For instance, if I am working with French translations, then I would like to see French in expanded mode and English as well. I don't want to see the other languages, so I can hide them. Now, if I press OK, I press on another one, you can see here that the English and the French languages are in expanded mode. This is pretty useful because in many cases, when I'm working with a certain amount of languages, I can limit the language that I see so that I only see relevant information. If I want to see another languages, I can just select from the list, or I can select all languages again. This custom view setting, as well as all the other things that I'm doing with my dictionary and the views and the languages that I select and so on, are saved in my profile. So TermWeb remembers my setting. I can select to show the history. The history function is a function where we trace all the changes that happen in the concept. This is a very, very useful function because you can see when something was done, or with my concept, when it was changed and when it was created, what happened. As you can see here, it was created with all these terms, and by whom. This is of course very useful because as TermWeb is all about quality assurance and standardization, the base of quality assurance and standardization is traceability. I mean, the way to see what happened with your terminology, to be able to keep a track. This is why history is so important, especially when you have different administrators working in the same term base from different places around the world, as it is in TermWeb.